welcome to another episode of Dashboard Dissections. I almost forgot the name there for a second. We are headed up to Clarksville today, and I figured today we could talk about skincare because I have been getting, thank you so much by the way, I've been getting a lot of compliments on my skin, and I would like everyone to know that this took a lot of work. This was not immediate. This did not happen overnight. So a lot of it also is just consistency, so we'll kind of get into it. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about my skincare journey. So overall, in high school, I did all the normal things, the apricot scrub, all the things we weren't supposed to do. Noxema. What else did I do? Ooh, there was a Cetaphil a little bit in there, and then there was a Neutrogena phase. And then the Neutrogena phase came back there for a minute. I know it was tough going, but I basically was drugstore skincare products, and in high school it was very not consistent. It was literally here and there. I would get a breakout, I would do something about it. College was similar because back in my day, we didn't have, we weren't carrying water, we weren't like doing wellness things. That was like very not normal. I was carrying Cherry Coke and drinking Four Loko, so it was a different time. So there wasn't this like wellness, that wasn't a thing. Preventative Botox wasn't a thing. Like, we didn't do that. I had never even really heard of that. I had never really even thought about a skincare regimen at all. And then residency, med school, same thing. I was living in the Caribbean for a while, so that really helped my skin. The salt water, the humidity, all of those things helped my skin. So I didn't have much. I used sunscreen, but not all the time. I'm so sorry to my estheticians. But I mean, I would use it when I went to the beach. I would use it, really that was it, not every day. And then residency, I was just too freaking tired to do just about anything. So I didn't really do anything then either. So this has been a recent development. All that to say, this is recent. Getting all of this medical grade skincare and kind of actually taking care of myself. Sorry about the sun. She is a beast today. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will take it because this weather is terrible. It is so cold. Oh, that looks not like a gang sign I should be doing right now. No gang signs here. So, anyway, this has been a recent development, and all that to say, you can't really undo all the damage that you've done, unfortunately, but you can kind of halt it in place and do some recouping of the skin. So anyway, residency, I was too tired. Fellowship is when it really began, and that's because I came into the cosmetic space, and really it just kind of looks like I'm trying to flex on y'all right now, so I'm really sorry. Let's see. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, so we'll go back to 10 and 2, like always. We're always 10 and 2. Okay. So, anyway, it started during fellowship when I was in the cosmetic space. And, being around what you're around kind of changes what you do. And that's, I feel, very true about a lot of things. That's why your parents were so strict on who you hung out with, because you kind of turn into the 5 people you hang out with the most. So I was in that space, and that sort of began naturally because at the time of my residency graduation, my skin was probably the worst it had ever been. My stress levels were super high. I had not been taking care of my skin for a very long time, and I was in my 30s. So I started working with one of the estheticians at Marvel. Her name is Bailey. She is still with us, and I love her so dearly. And she worked tirelessly. My main issue was acne, and I had terrible breakouts, mainly on my cheeks and chin was where a lot of my breakouts were. And I had some scarring. I had some persistent redness from that. I had some blackheads, like some textural, like larger pores on my nose. That was pretty much it. My forehead wasn't terrible, but it was a little dull. It wasn't very well moisturized. Just like overall dull texture issues and acne, with the long-term effects of acne being scarring and redness. So those were our main concerns. So the first thing was, and there have been many estheticians and product reps that have helped me throughout. Bailey was just kind of she was the one that really took it to the next level for me. But there have been a ton that have helped me, and JoJo now has kind of taken over doing my treatments, and I love her as well. She, you'll see her featured on our Glow Skin and Wellness page. She's our esthetician there, and she's fantastic. So those were our original goals, were to focus on the redness, scarring, and active acne breakouts. So it started with an easy regimen because I was sort of just beginning this. And I started with just 3 steps: a cleanse, a toner, and a moisturizer. And they were Epion's, which is a great product line that we still carry. It's all plant-based, so there's very little chemical manipulation. It's safe for pregnant women. It's a fantastic product line. It has some really, really great hydrating products. Cynthia Erivo uses the hydrating mask when she's on a plane. It's that brand. So they have fantastic products. But I started really basic, and my skin purged a little bit just from, the frequent taking care of it. And also, I started in the winter. So another main goal was dehydrated skin. So I started with a creamy cleanser, an exfoliating toner, and a moisturizer, a hydrating cream. That helped with a little bit of texture. It didn't really target the acne very much. We were also kind of testing out some of those products, and so that's why I got them. And the creamy cleanser was great. It didn't really give you, like, some people really want to feel kind of like tight and super clean after they use their cleanser. This wasn't that. This was a very moisturizing cleanser. It felt very soft and creamy on the skin, and then the toner kind of gave you that astringent feeling. So that was kind of nice. And then the hydrating cream. So from there, I sort of branched into adding an acne product to that. So instead of the astringent toner, I started using complexion renewal pads from Skin Health, and those are amazing. I still use them to this day. They do a little bit of exfoliation just from like the pad itself, and then from the action of like scrubbing your face with it. It's used after you wash your face, and it's great. It has some salicylic acid, some glycolic acid, so it helps a little bit with active acne breakouts. It helps a little bit with fine lines and texture. Glycolic acid is used more so for aging and texture, and salicylic is more so used for acne. So I started using that. That really helped with some of the breakouts. Ultimately, I've gone through a lot of different products and a lot of different product lines, and I've used, in the span of my skincare regimen, I've used Epion's, Zeo, Skin Better, Skin Medica, Hydrinity, and I've used more than that probably. I've used some other products here and there. Currently, my regimen is mainly Zeo, Skin Health, and Skin Better. And I think the important things about your skincare products are, and about overall your skincare regimen, is having a professional help dictate what to use and when. Because some of the products in some of the lines are not safe for certain skin types. I was speaking to an older woman who is black. So for the skin, there's a system to kind of delineate different types of skin. It's called the Fitzpatrick scale. So I'm probably a Fitzpatrick 2. A Fitzpatrick 1 is someone who is extremely pale, red hair, freckles. I'm probably like a 1.5. Okay, this is not my natural hair color. Okay, I'm so sorry. I am more of a natural redhead. I do have freckles, so I'm kind of a 1.5. But I'm a little mutt, so I got a little Spanish in there. So anyway, 1 and 2 is pale white, usually with red to brown, red, blonde, brown hair, some freckling, not much. 3, 4 is kind of that olivey skin tone, maybe a lighter black skin tone, and then 5 and 6 are the different shades of black skin tone. So there are some products that will change the pigmentation of the skin. Not necessarily change, but it will affect it. There are some bleaching products, some things that have some bleaching effects in them. So you really need to be careful, especially if you're higher up on that Fitzpatrick scale. Most everything is safe and tested on Fitzpatrick 1 through 3. So anyone with like olivey skin tone, anyone with Italian descent, or anything like that, especially just a small sprinkling, if you will. Most everything is safe for those skin tones. Oh, there she is. So you're pretty much safe to use anything. Someone in the 4 to 6 range, that's going to be the more difficult range where you have to be more careful, and you really need a professional guiding you on more so what not to do, because there can be a lot of things that can really damage your skin. So like I said, I was speaking to an older woman who was a Fitzpatrick 5, maybe a 6, and she had done microneedling with PRP. Now, people with darker skin tones are at higher risk of having abnormal scarring. It's also why black women have more fibrous breast tissue. All right, I could not do the sun anymore, so here we are. But collagen types are very different in the different types of skin tone and texture, and that's a big reason why they have difficulty with, not difficulty, but they have more common issues with scarring. Keloids are more common in patients with a higher Fitzpatrick scale. Not impossible for someone with my skin tone, but less likely. And so, thankfully, this woman didn't have any hypertrophic or keloid scarring. Now, a lot of times, microneedling can be done safely in that population. But it's just something that you need to have that discussion, you need to be really cautious about. This patient had also used a bleaching pre-treatment, and thankfully her skin tone remained overall the same. It was, but it could have been really bad. And that was the main thing to speak with her about. So some product lines are tested on all 6 Fitzpatrick types. Skin Better is one of those, and Epionce is another. So those product lines are safe for someone with a darker skin type to buy without a lot of help. ZO has more products that have some bleaching in them. Now, usually this is very well marketed, but it's just something you need to know to look for, and you need to know that it means something to you. So anyway, all that to say, I think the most important thing about a skincare regimen, number 1 is consistency, and number 2 is a professional that you trust to help guide your regimen. So the last thing is that what you do in the salon, in the spa, is about 15 to 20%, sometimes 25% of your regimen. The rest of the results, 80% of the results, are from your consistency and your work at home. So I think people don't tell you that enough, that a lot of your regimen is based on what you do at home. So really important steps of what to do at home. Cleansing, super important, especially if you're a female that wears a lot of makeup. Double cleansing at night is going to be super, super important for you. Even if you're a man that doesn't wear makeup, you should be wearing sunscreen, number 1. And number 2, the debris and all the crap that you deal with your face, the amount of times you touch your face with your dirty hands, you need to wash your face. So there's a reason there's a whole book called Girl Wash Your Face. Okay, you have to wash it. You need to cleanse it. Now, initially when you start a new regimen or you start a new product or you change the way you're doing things, your skin is going to purge. That's part of the process, and the results are going to take a while. I didn't start to see really good results. There were some, like the hydration of my forehead, the texture of my forehead, That came pretty quickly. And by pretty quickly, I mean 3 to 4 months. The rest of it, the redness, the acne scarring, that took about a year and a half. And some of it was hormonal. And so getting that figured out, you know, women, we have those lovely problems, but getting that figured out was a huge part of taking care of my skin. So everything affects the skin. The skin is the largest organ on the body. It's one of the things that shows the signs of what's going on the inside pretty readily. All of the studies are now showing your microbiome is affecting your skin, everything. So stress, hormonal changes, your diet, all of that affects your skin. So your hydration level. How are we doing on our 30 ounces a day? We're doing pretty good. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We had one day where we didn't quite get there. And it's because I forgot my Stanley. Okay? So we're a work in progress, right? So like a resolution is not that you're going to do it every single day, but that you're going to try, right? Okay, so that's where we're at. At least we've decided that. So anyway, your skincare regimen, cleanse. Double cleanse at night, especially if you wear makeup or you have a lot of impurities around you or you're outside a lot, whatever. I like to double cleanse. My first cleanse is with an oil-based cleanser, and my second cleanser is the exfoliating cleanser from ZO Skin Health. And I like to do that way because the oil-based kind of takes off my sunscreen and any makeup that I'm wearing, and the exfoliating really cleans deeper into the pores. The exfoliating cleanser is poorly named. It's not actually an exfoliant, but it just helps kind of clean out the pores and kind of suds up in there. Also, the next step, this will bring me very cleanly to exfoliating. So exfoliating is extremely important, and there are different schools of thought. ZO Skin Health recommends using their exfoliating polish every day, once a day. Instead of cleanse twice a day, exfoliate once a day. Most schools of thought and most exfoliants are made to be used about once a week, depending on your skin type. Now, if you have a super sensitive skin type, you might need to space that out or start a little bit slower. But once a week is generally a safe bet for exfoliation. Okay? Now, if you're going to do that, then you need to double cleanse, exfoliate, hydrate, and I usually recommend doing your exfoliation at night, but some people prefer to do it in the morning because their makeup applies better, and that's fine, whatever you want to do. I just think if you exfoliate and then put sunscreen on, I mean, you're just clogging up the pores you just cleared out. So it's completely up to you how you want to do things, and for me, sometimes I think I overthink it. Shocker, I know. So then the next step is a toner or an astringent of some kind. I use the exfoliating pads, the oil control pads. I'm just all on exfoliation right now. I use the oil control pads from ZO Skin Health. Again, I love them. I'll die by them. They're fantastic. Salicylic acid based with a little bit of glycolic acid. I want to say it's like 5% salicylic and 2% glycolic. That could be wrong, but I think it's something like that. And most salicylic, for reference, is like 2%. Any of the creams, gels, anything, it's mostly 2%. So it's a strong salicylic, if memory serves. Again, these are thoughts as I drive, not thoughts that I've researched before to give you like spoon-fed information. So, don't judge me. So, wow, hello sun and a good morning to you. So the next step after toner is then kind of what you can customize. Holy scamoli. Okay, thank you so much. The next step is what you can customize. So this is where you add in things that are going to treat your issues or your things that you're focusing on, or you can skip straight to hydration and SPF. Now you do need to separate those out. Anything that's a combo product, while it's much easier to use, trust me, I've made this argument with many estheticians, it's not as effective at either job. So really, you're just kind of chopping yourself off at the knees. So if you want to do the bare minimum, cleanse, plus minus exfoliation, tone, moisturize, SPF during the day. So then you can start to kind of get into the bread and butter, the actual things that will change what you're working on. So for me, again, texture, acne scarring, redness were kind of my issues. And so I really focused on skin brightening and acne. And that's really what I wanted to do. So the other product that I think is a non-negotiable is a vitamin C. And there are different vitamin C's on the market. Now, I've already kind of gotten into this a little bit, but vitamin C is one of those products that is going to be expensive. The two of three things that I think are really worth the bang for the buck is your vitamin C, your retinol, and your SPF. But for me, it's because don't tell Bailey, I hate SPF. I hate it. I think it clogs me up. I don't like it, whatever. I wear it. I'm wearing it right now. Look at my, was it episode 2? I called it applying sunscreen in the dark because I literally put sunscreen on in the dark. Okay? I do it. I promise. It's important. There are only 2 things that prevent damage in your skin. Prevent, right? Stop it from happening at all. Your vitamin C and your SPF. And then your correction really happens with the retinol. There are other things that can do other types of correction, but the main correction, the real bulk of the correction, is your retinol. So that's, I think, the 3 products that, in my opinion, are worth the higher price tag. Now, the reason that vitamin C specifically is so expensive is because it is such a volatile molecule. It can be degraded easily. Light, heat, temperature, I guess heat and temperature are the same thing, but it can be very, very easily degraded into not vitamin C. So that's the reason that it's so important and so difficult. So if your product isn't yellow-orange tinted, it probably doesn't have very much vitamin C. Also, that being said, vitamin E and antioxidants are equally as important, and sometimes acne-prone skin doesn't respond well to vitamin C, and so they can recommend other antioxidants to decrease the irritation that vitamin C can sometimes cause in acne-prone skin. So, for example, my Zeo Skincare vitamin C antioxidant, I use the Illuminating AOX serum. Oh my gosh, it's glowy, it's dewy, it's amazing. But that has more antioxidants and vitamin E than vitamin C because Zeo feels that vitamin C molecule can be a little bit more irritating and more acne prone in acne prone skin. So Skin Better's vitamin C, which I also love, Alto Advanced. So I'm absolutely obsessed with Skin Better's vitamin C serum. It's amazing. It has 18 or 19 antioxidants in it. I think it's 19, and including vitamin C. It's also got both different types. There's a D and an L. Anyway, it's like basically one molecule is facing left and one molecule is facing right, kind of a mirror image. It has both. Actually, no, it has one in there that's supposed to be less irritating, and I can't remember if it's D or L, but anyway, it is a great product. It also has some turmeric in there. It has some anti-inflammatories that can help with a little bit of redness. So it's a fantastic product. It's called Alto Advanced by Skin Better. Absolutely amazing. But like I said, currently I'm using the Illuminating AOX serum from Zeo Skin Health. I've also used Daily Power Defense, which is it's a vitamin C product that has more vitamin E than C and other antioxidants in it. Daily Power Defense within the Zeo Skin Health world is kind of their moisturizer vitamin C serum. It's strangely put on last, right before your SPF. And the other weird thing about Zeo Skin is that they don't recommend a moisturizer. Their whole goal is to repair the barrier and get your skin doing its own function, making its own moisture instead of adding it topically. So there are many there's kind of 2 schools of thought, and those are it. Either you add the moisture on top, or you stimulate your own skin to create what it needs to. So you can kind of go one of 2 ways. So you need a vitamin C serum, all that to say. Then you can sprinkle in other things. You can add in an acne treatment, which I use an acne clarifying treatment. It's a 2% salicylic acid cream. I've used Skin Medica. I've used Zeo. I don't think Skin Better has something like that, so I haven't used that. But you can also use something that has a little bit of lytic, something that can kind of break up anything else that's on the skin, any debris, anything like that. Epionce has many great lytics. that help with skin turnover and kind of keeping the skin clean. Zeo has one. It's called the enzymatic cream, enzymatic peel. It's called the enzymatic peel. It's not a peel, but anyway, it's a great product. It sometimes if you have like a scratch or something from a kitten or like acne that's kind of open, it can be a little stingy. Just a fair warning, more so than the Epionce-lytic, but you know, it's nothing terrible. You can also add in brightening agents if you're worried about skin tone or texture. You can add in kind of anything you want. It's kind of a grab bag dealer's choice there. Then you just either hydrate or not if you're a Zeo believer or not. And then an eye cream. So that's medical grade skincare broken down for you by me in the car as I'm driving to work. So I'm happy to discuss if you want to have a consultation. I'm happy to do that with you, or Jojo, our esthetician, who's much better at it than me, can do that with you. Or if you're following along from the Clarksville area, Chelsea up in Clarksville is absolutely amazing as well. And then the other thing is that you can sprinkle in treatments. So I'm sure some of you remember I did a chemical peel a little less than a month back. And that was great. It helped a lot with skin turnover, a little bit of fine lines. It helped with some redness and acne scarring as well. But I peeled like a snake for about 4 or 5 days. It was kind of gratifying though, I gotta be honest. The hardest part was not pulling it off because I'm a picker as I pick my nail. Sorry, Kathy, my nail tech. So anyway, then you sprinkle in other treatments. So ways to actually treat pigmentation and discoloration usually is a laser. I've had an IPL laser before, and I've found that to be really helpful with redness, acne scarring, and the IPL is nice because you can use almost any wavelength to affect any different lesion. So I had a few little burst capillaries in my skin that Bailey zapped, and that really helped. It helped with a lot of redness, especially from my acne scarring. So those are the ways that really treat and can really kind of turn that around. Sun damage is another one. The Moxie is a great laser for that. BBL is a similar laser to the IPL in that it can do kind of any wavelength. My IPL was not painful at all, really, but I was also told the chemical peel was going to hurt, and I didn't think it hurt that bad, so I don't know. Maybe I'm a freak. I'm not sure. So those are things you can add in and sprinkle in. Microneedling is also a great thing. I recently read a study that said that if you do one microneedling treatment every quarter, meaning every 3 months, then you increase your collagen production by like 20%. Sign me up. Actually, JoJo's doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be microneedling me later this month. I needed to wait a month after the peel in order to do the microneedling, so that's our next adventure. It'll be my first time getting microneedled, so I'll keep y'all posted. Other than that, I'm pulling into the office. It's been a great little chat, and I will see you next week. Bye.